That I had the rift. That the rift was taking it up, and then it didn't notice the other thing, and I thought it did.
Ah. One of
So,
those is never good, is it?
new half-orc friend stumbling into your camp, named Maul.
Yep.
I mean, the more the merrier, right? More cannon fodder.
Rest assured, I can hold my own.
We're heading for Omu, says the eye-patched human.
How many people can those birds make fly?
I don't know. We're gonna have to ask them.
Well, luckily for me, I at least get my own transportation. As he pets the weasel ferret thing.
Well, worst case, I've hiked this far. What's a couple more dozen miles?
Hey, Arya or Grizz, do you guys know how long Wild Shape lasts?
Depends on our
Depends on your
level
level.
right now. Hang on, let me. It is 2 hours.
Okay.
And we got
would
2
be-
uses.
Would be out of bear form right now. Yeah.
Well, depending on where you're going, what can I do to help? Break camp, get this thing moving?
We're going to the monastery in order to get the ability to fly all the way to Umu.
And the gnome stands up and picks up the orchid and holds it close to him. I think we got a long ways to walk.
All right, let's get moving.
All right. Maria's gonna make sure her stuff's all packed up. She's kind of moving quietly, keeping an eye on the new guy.
Also keeping an eye on the new guy.
Maul,
Fitz is
you'll
just too
find.
happy. Sorry, go ahead.
You're good. Maul, you'll find funny enough that has for the most part, just a grin kind of plastered on his face, like just naturally smiling, look like he's about to burst into laughter. Though obviously, being a half orc, he doesn't have the prettiest mug in the world. They're not the worst. He's also wearing literally no armor. He's technically going shirtless at the moment. Though you can almost see like weird little wisps of light kind of reflect off of like his shoulders when the light catches it. So he's not completely exposed to nature. He's also unarmed, other than his backpack. Sorry, please repeat that.
You'll notice that Jasper is pretty much the exact opposite of you as far as like facial expression goes. She looks really grumpy all the time, or just kind of has like a permanent scowl on her face.
Maria's long hair. Sorry, continue.
Please continue.
Maria's long hair hides her face, so you can't really see her expression from the side. As she bends her head over, kind of hunched over, trying to appear smaller than she actually is.
And just to put like faces to voices and characters, is Arya the human?
She's the furball.
Arya is the furbolg.
Furbolg. And which one's Jasper?
I'm the human, the one with the weird markings.
Okay, with the scowl.
Mm-hmm.
So run him up against the gnome.
So I introduced myself, but I don't believe I caught anyone else's name. What do you go by?
Well, Well, I
The
imagine
gnome looks
the half orc gives his name as Irbaz. He's like, I think he's watching you at this point.
The tabaxi would kind of do a little like flourishing bow and introduce herself as fits in the jar of hanging vines.
The blonde human man with the one eye just says, Kyle.
I
Did it
am
say
running
Jasper
amok
without
messing
even-
much.
I just say Jasper without even looking in your direction.
Aria kind of glances to you, startled, and then she kind of looks down and she says in a very soft voice, Aria Galadono.
Well, nice to meet all of you. You especially, Area.
Aria just kind of looks kind of down and kind of huddles to herself, not taking, a stranger very well.
Also, run amok.
Yes.
Based off of that one's name, proceeds to point at the tabaxi. I'd be terrified if I found a jar that big. What about you?
Oh, I've been in tighter spots than that. I can tell you a few stories that'll make the curls on your heels just go wee.
I'll be interested in that at another time.
The other half orc says, "Yeah, we found him," and he kind of gestures at run amok, in a spider's web, curled up in a sack.
Talk
Later.
about weaving a tale.
Oh,
All
there
right.
was a web of lies, I tell you. A web of lies.
So, as you guys continue on, please roll perception checks.
All right. Aria is too terrified to see anything. She's just kind of hiding.
On the momento. Perception. I should also mention, Maul, that the markings aren't don't look like tattoos or like they're drawn on. It just looks like Jasper's skin. It is her skin, but it's not regular like flesh colored. It's almost like a green like gemstone kind of color.
Okay, so it's not like a tattoo or pigmentation. It
She
looks
has
almost
like
like
veins
inorganic.
of Jasper running through her skin, kind of. That's how I take
Okay.
it anyway.
So like it
Like-
flexes and moves with your skin, but it literally looks almost like a stone inlaid into your skin.
Yes, honey.
Alrighty then. So, Mole, as you guys are wandering through, not exactly taking the same path you did the last couple times, you guys stumble upon what looks like an older camp. A doused fire area with the rocks still intact. And it looks like someone forgot a pouch of something off to the corner of what looks like a fallen log. And that's what you spot, Maul. You spot a set of cartographer's tools.
Interesting. Explorer must have left these behind. I'll pick them up and add them to my pack. Maybe we'll find the owner somewhere down the road. Actually, real quick, before I put it in my bag, I want to open it. Are there any scraps of information I can glean from these tools from when they might have been last used?
Roll a nature check.
Nature?
Yep. You have no idea. These don't seem very familiar to you.
All right. Well,
Trying to gauge
apparently
its age
I
is bad.
well apparently I can't read maps. So if someone wants to look at this later, feel free and shove it in my bag.
Maul, before you put that in your bag, pull that out real quick, and I'm gonna cast
I'll hand
detect
it out.
magic on it. Long shot, but sure.
Yeah, it's not magical. It's all mundane.
Okay.
Of course, as you look at Maul, you probably see some some magical items on Maul, much like you would on each other.
What? I'm supposed to get magical items.
Funny enough, you actually would not see anything magical on me.
Oh,
You would
sorry. I
see-
think I'm thinking of. Never mind.
Yeah, you're thinking of another game.
Yeah, that's
No,
what happens
you're-
when I keep
you would-
adding people.
You would see a magical aura over me, but it's on me. It's
Yeah.
not on any of my belongings.
My bad. Sorry, guys.
Like, wait, I'm
Okay,
supposed to have stuff?
Give you a weird
It's
look,
abjuration.
but I don't. Okay, I don't question it or push it. I just kind of give you a weird look and keep going.
My bad.
Did she wake up on the wrong side of the camp, or is she, like me, cursed with these roguish good looks?
Gnome kind of just raises a brow, and you hear chitter come from the ferret or weasel.
I'm assuming
I'm
that's
just gonna
no
call it a
ordinary
ferret.
weasel.
Huh?
I'm assuming that's no ordinary weasel.
Oh. Glitz here? Nah. He's far more. Watch this. And he says something in a gruff, gruttal language, and all of a sudden the weasel just vanish.
With pop.
If I'm asking, what language is it?
Oh. Abyssal.
Okay. I was wondering in case I happen to randomly know it.
Or actually, let me double check on that. I believe it is Abyssal. And
Abyssal.
It should be.
is-
Considering you're dealing with your
Yeah.
familiar.
Yes, it is Abyssal. Well, there's Abyssal and there's also
Infernal?
yes,
But-
that's the one I was
But your
thinking.
specific familiar wouldn't deal with Infernal, probably.
Yes. Yes.
Alright, so the rest of the day continues without harm. And you go to camp at night. The one-eyed man that just called himself Kyle sits in front of the fire and doesn't seem to move. And I guess the rest of you bed down to sleep unless you wish to talk.
Maria's actually going to sit kind of close to Kyle, and she's still working on this flower, on a flower crown. She's weaving in a few colorful flowers into it, focused on her work.
I'm gonna make a check for are we in a field or?
It's all jungle, so you're in a jungle. There's trees. There's occasional fallen logs. There's some cleared area in front of you that's good for a fire pit, that sort of thing. But for the most part, it's just trees blocking out the sky.
So any sort of flowers or anything around I can try to find and pick.
Little survival check.
We got a black orchid.
Yeah, no, don't use that.
I don't want to use that though.
Survival check. Ooh.
Hey.
So you look around and quickly you see various flowers on various vines, all non-toxic varieties. Ones that if you really wanted to, you could pop them off and eat
Thank
them.
you for that one. I'll pick a few.
Because you know how
and
people
take them over.
in our world are bringing flowers to their households that if they tried to eat would kill them, or make them sick.
Just as long as
I'll
Aria
pick it.
doesn't pick a flower and get poisoned again.
For example, never bring lilies into a house with cats.
hmm
Yep.
Or what is it called? The Christmas plant, not a
Yeah.
begonia.
Poinsettia.
Mistletoe.
Poinsettia.
Yep.
I'll pick a few of the flowers and take them over to Aria where she's putting together her flower crown and just kind of sit them next to her without saying anything and next to her, but at a distance to like not make her uncomfortable, as I could tell she was uncomfortable last night.
And with Run Amok, you'll see him leaning up against a tree, smoking his pipe as usual. And you'll see that when he blows the smoke out, he's making, you see like animal designs in the smoke, like birds flying and frogs jumping.
You're Absalom in this bitch.
Or
What's
Gandalf.
that? Oh.
Absalom, the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. Who are you?
And while everyone else is going about this, at some point, Maul, kind of looking around, will pull out those cartographer tools and hey, Smiles, that Jasper, pardon me. You seem like you're a bit better up between the ears than I am. You want to look at these, see if you can get any info off of it?
What kind of info you want? Looks like just
I
a
don't know,
bunch of-
a map. Just looking to see if there's
I mean, I
any
can look
notes
at
left
them
over in
without-
these tools.
Sure. I'll take a look at it. Can I find like any sort of, I don't know, like notes like he was mentioning, or maybe just
Pretty
anything
much-
like maybe who they belong to?
You don't see any names, but you kind of see a sketch of the river that heads north. The one that's clearly marked on the map that you guys have in front of you. Pretty much looks like somebody was making notes going down south, but they didn't get any further than where you pretty much found the map.
Muhaha. I'll relay that information to Mom. Doesn't seem like
Darn.
they making.
Yeah.
Gonna for dinner.
Oh, you happen to find
Mom-
some eggs. And
Lizard things are my favorite. I haven't left home. Stew out of these. I don't know.
cooking tools. This.
Really,
Oh, no.
they're singing.
A really nasty root diffusion. One of the type of root that is nearly inedible, horrible, and overwhelms every flavor. Something like
The cat lord had.
Aria's going
the
to want
food that
Sue.
Fitz made. Or are you just going with the Wanderer bounty?
I'm actually
You have to and you're unknown.
Okay.
It fits. Terrible.
I've forgotten how that.
And the you
Oh, that I kind of know.
In that, and I'm gonna pass.
little harsh. What?
Things that's edible but doesn't taste good.
Yeah, Aria's going to offer good berries to those who don't want stew.
Kyle looks over from the fire and eyes Fitz. Are you writing that down? He asks.
What? Am I writing down what?
A list of food
Sorry, you. What the things that you don't want to eat?
that you don't want to eat.
Oh no, I don't. No, I don't write that down.
Oh,
I just know. Like,
Okay.
you talking about like her thing to taste everything?
he was wondering if you were about to take out a notebook and start writing it down. Is basically how it goes. The way you said that.
I mean, she's just gonna remember that that's not a thing. that you eat again. Or, maybe remember. Maybe.
This
It'll be in
time,
tomorrow
night's
maybe
stew,
she'll
too.
remember.
What's this about eating everything?
Oh, it's my how do you put this? Like most others that I try to explain this to don't understand. Among my people, when you come of age, you kind of get a calling in life, and mine, and it comes from the cat lord, and mine is to taste everything in the world, including every color of grog.
What's her expression like when she says that?
She just looks like delighted that is her calling in life.
How many you've gotten so far? The grung, that is.
Just 2.
How
One
many
big
are
blue
there?
one, as far as I know.
I think there's 5. It's 5 or 6.
Well,
I
you
looked
made a
at it.
good start. Just
Let's see.
one request. If half orc is on your list, please wait until after I kick the bucket.
There's 6. Okay.
Deal?
Deal. She's like, I've never eaten anything that's been alive. Maybe licked them, but not eaten them.
So you're a vegan?
No, I eat meat.
Even as you say that,
I mean, there were lizards in the stew.
You look at the body of the half-eaten body of a lizard in your stew pot.
But you said you've never eaten anything that's been alive.
I mean, I've never eaten anything that's still alive.
Plants are
Okay.
alive. Kyle points out in a pan.
I mean, I guess there were those weird little squirmy things that one goblin tribe had, but they weren't sapient.
Okay. Speaking of food that you need to try, have you ever heard of falafel?
Can't say that I have.
Well, believe it or not, I actually saw a tabaxi in some port a while back, craving about this weird little ball of dough. They put it in hot oil, and it's the best thing I've ever had.
Falafel? Kyle ventures.
You get it.
Sorry, I thought you'd appreciate that, Grizz.
Yeah, that's why Kyle mentions it.
I mean, when I was in Meeg, I did stop at this donut shop that was run by a kobold.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's congruent with this timeline, but
I would think that there is one. Yeah, I mean it's like 200 years after the skeleton army thing, but so maybe
kobolds can live that long if they're careful.
kobolds can usually live like 150, but he might
Okay,
have
well
had
then maybe it's his
kids.
kids still
Maybe
running
he had
it.
grandkids. Maybe he joined a clan and they all got into the donut building.
I mean, he did meet that clan of kobolds that didn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they can live for a long time as long as they don't fuck with the fire giant and get smashed.
Yeah. One little hit with a fire. that is still the most hilarious scene.
It's my favorite character, though.
11 days.
Runamuck, I do gotta ask though. What the heck did you do back at home to get that name? What did you run into, and what kind of chaos ensued? Did I kill Runamuck?
Probably.
Oh no.
I don't know. I hear a lot of background noise in Runamuck thing, but
He's
might
making
be
noise,
AFK.
but nothing's. He's lighting
Yeah.
up, but
Yeah, it's because there's a TV or
It's a
something on in the
TV.
background.
oh, is that where all the screaming's coming from?
Yeah.
Probably.
Very thematic considering the
At
question
least
I
I
asked,
hope
though.
that's a TV in the background. I hate to think that it's anything else.
Right? I imagine it's just like him having a flashback to all the stuff that he's caused.
Yeah. Like a non-flashback, his eyes kind of glass over for a second, hear something in the background, then he shakes his head and is back to normal.
And maybe he will tell you
There's
about
like
it
a little,
the next day.
Maybe.
there's like a little
Like,
subtitle above his head.
Run is very quiet that night. Let's leave it at that.
Little subtitle above his head, just battle noises.
All right, so who's got first watch?
Since we're actually since they already did this route several times, I'd already declared that we're doing fast travel rules.
Oh,
So
cool.
I already declared. I already checked the site and said, okay, it's safe. So I'm assuming you guys did do watches, but I am not making you do watches right now on a route that you've already been through. Because we got you see all the undiscovered areas of the jungle. Any one of those, I'll make you do night watches. Anything that's uncovered, I am not making. I'm just going to play with fast travel rules because if not, we're going to be here forever. And
when you say uncovered, you're meaning the like beige hexes, the ones that you can't see the map.
Exactly. Any
Cool.
hex of the map that you can see, fast travel rules. I am doing a check. And if I declare making a watch, there's a possibility you'll see something. But other than that, I'm just gonna say it's safe. So it's the next morning. You guys are continuing on to Kursabal.
Yep.
And this time round, you see a lion walking beside Run.
What are you messing with?
And whenever he's tired of walking, he'll just jump onto the back of the lion.
All right.
Hey, Run, you sleep all right?
It's a nude. Oop, go ahead.
You're good. I was just gonna reference the joke while he was gone. So, Run, are you all right? You sleep okay?
He takes a puff of his pipe and he's like, "Of course. But if I don't have to walk, why should I?"
I was wondering because last night I asked him where you got your name from and what kind of chaos you must have run into, and then your eyes just kind of glassed over and you were quiet for the rest of the night. Worried I touched a nerve.
Oh no, it's this is really good tobacco that I've gotten.
Can I do a nature check to see if that's actually tobacco?
Go for it.
Well, if it's tobacco, it's a little wacky.
Putting the herb in herbalism.
Yeah, she would know that that's not simply tobacco.
I give him like a respect look and then just keep going.
Well, let me just say, whatever kind of tobacco's in that pipe, please be downwind of me.
All right. Since
Last thing I need is to go cross-eyed when I'm swinging.
And then you see he blows out a puff of smoke and you see a couple of eyes just looking at each other. No problem.
I
time for
get closer to try to get a contact buzz.
roll Constitution check. We'll see how it goes.
What's that?
You're not quite buzzed enough. It's like taking a sip of some weak beer.
Still a little something.
That
Like
is going to
wrong.
be so fun for. I'm going to save that. Can I save that for a long rest? Not the long rest, but the next time we make camp, because that'd be hilarious shenanigans.
Yes.
Especially if my Constitution throws.
Constitution. I mean, sorry.
Yay, I'm gonna leave.
Oh yeah.
A group of humanoids moving silently as they can through the underbrush nearby. What do you do, Jasper? What's your
Point him out
reaction?
to the rest of the. I
What?
point him out to the rest of the group. You guys seen these things before?
And Uria, as you're looking over before Jasper can say that, you see a group of goblins wearing masks.
Oh,
I
come on.
grin and call
And
out to
Fitz, you
them.
recognize
Of
that
course,
too. It's the local tribe of goblins in their masks. You've seen these guys a bunch of times.
I call out in Goblin. Hello, friends.
The goblins stop in surprise, and they look up and get startled for a moment.
Aria's just kind of
Most of them like try to back around back up. Some of them start stack up on each other to look bigger. And one of the stacks, the one up top says, in Goblin, hello?
Aria just smiles. Hello, we're just passing through. Don't mind us. We don't want any trouble. And she smiles.
You speak our language?
Aria nods like, yes, my big brother and big sister are goblins.
Big? That seems to cause a murmur of confusion among the goblins.
Aria kind of like, well, they're older than me. My elder siblings.
You raised by goblins?
No. But my parents raised us both. Well, I raised all three of us.
Talk about looking up to your big sister.
Mm-hmm.
This goblin chatter goes on for a bit between, Arya and the goblins, before the goblins finally move off and leave you guys alone.
Right. And Aria kind of goes back to walking.
Well, those are some of the nicest goblins I've heard of or seen.
Maria kind of looks at Jasper and tilts her head like, why wouldn't they be? Goblins are people too. If there are a lot of good people in the world.
And normally what you hear from goblins isn't the best, though.
It's amazing what a smile will do to have people
History,
drop their guard.
history check, please, Jasper.
Sorry, my cat's trying to headbutt my hand off the mouse.
That's okay. Aww, cats do
Cute.
that.
Nothing.
Yeah. No further information about goblins comes to your mind as you say that.
Also,
Ar-
after Maul
Aria
made his
kind of-
remark, he'll smile really big.
Aria's looking at Jasper and says, like, well, you shouldn't stop that from being kind to somebody else.
I'm just looking at Maul, face unchanging.
We'll work on it.
You can try.
And like my mother always used to say, your best is always enough. Except when it's not. Then get help. Then he just proceeds to walk away, no extra comment.
Now walk away.
Stops. Where am I going?
Kyle kind of comes up next to him and he points in the direction through the trees, which unfortunately makes everything invisible. We're continuing that way till we hit the more mountainous region.
Okay. Do we need to clear a trail, or
No.
do you know
Been
where
here
you're going?
before. Yes.
All right, then I will let you lead the way.
Kyle just kind of looks
go
at
on.
you with his one good eye.
We're going to the monastery so we can fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle. And you hear
And people
Run,
start singing.
you hear Run Amok singing this as he's riding on the back of the lion, kicked back.
Aria kind of like says under her breath, like, I want to fly like an eagle too. She looks at the sky like, I want to be an eagle.
By the next,
I just
Well,
look
that's
at her.
true.
by the
Can,
next,
and I turn into an eagle.
Not yet.
so by the next day, the group of you managed to make it up up to Kursabal, make it up the side of the monastery, carrying your prize of the black orchid. For the benefits
Alright.
of those who have not out of character, been here before, I shall read the description. Give me 1 second. Keeps throwing me back to Negalore. Okay. So, an ancient monastery overlooks the jungle from its perch on the cliff of a tall plateau. Stone steps and rickety walkways connect the various buildings, the lowest of which is 500 feet above the ground. The main building has a circular maze-like symbol carved into its crumbling facade. Every few minutes, bird folk either land at the monastery or launch themselves from its balconies to take to the sky. And that's where you are now.
Oh, hey Grizz. When the monastery comes in sight, on that first morning when we see it,
Mhm.
Ari is actually gonna go to Kyle, kind of, when trying to stay outside of the rest of the group, and she's gonna pass him the flower crown and say, "Here, you should give this to Ty."
He kind of looks at you quizzically for a moment and then nods. Thank you.
And
And
Rhea nods, and kind of it
he
sounds
heads
like,
off to find his daughter while you guys continue on your way up the sides of the monastery.
okay.
It astounds me what people can do when they work hard enough.
All right.
I'm sure if people wanted to, they'd find a way to build on the clouds.
That reminds me of a floating city that I once saw not too long ago.
Tell me more.
Well, I never really got to it just yet, but I could see off in the horizon what appeared to be a floating mountain.
Were you smoking at the time?
Oh, pish posh. I was told by the locals that it was evil up there. Well, if I wasn't on a job at the time, I would have gone to check it out myself.
Well, let's put it on the list. Place we can go after this is all said and done, shall we?
Sounds like a winner to me.
Yep, see what trouble we can get into. Run amok, if you will.
You see a very mischievous grin come across Run's face.
Maul nods his head approvingly.
All right. So as you get back
Alright.
to the elder's house, and do you show off the orchid or do you keep it secret?
I'd say keep it secret.
Well, it's the elder's house, so he was rather respectful and very hospitable, so. But I'll go with majority.
I said keep it secret until we get to the elder, then pass it on. So that way it doesn't get destroyed or
Yes,
stolen or something.
that's why I said specifically at the elder's house.
Oh,
When you get to the
okay.
elder's house, and at the door with the caretaker, do you show off the orchid or do you still continue to keep it secret?
Oh, with the caretaker, I'd probably say keep it a secret. We have business with the elder.
Yes. Did you have what she asked for?
I do.
Can I verify it? I will need. Sorry. I will need to verify it.
You know, in my line of work, I have a very hard time trusting other people till I get to the client. And by my standards, the elder is my client.
Roll persuasion.
Huh?
Roll for persuasion, please. And yeah, area. The adult of the party has been gone for a while.
Yeah.
He didn't want to take care of you guys anymore.
Oh. Fair enough. He's not getting paid for this.
Well, it's true. He was one of the few survivors from the original group. The caretaker tilts her head to the side and thinks for a moment, and then disappears back inside.
What are you doing?
After a moment, she returns and ushers you in.
And I follow.
Do we all go or just him?
I'm dragging all of your tokens over.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Well, I
all
was
go
listening in
in.
character.
Maria follows her tail kind of in her hands, like for comfort.
And
I've got a
she-
black screen on roll 20, so I can't see anything.
Can you see now?
I can see
There we
when,
go.
no, I can see when you ping something, but I can't see like the actual map or anything.
Do you have? That's right. You guys don't have night vision, do you? Or do you?
Do.
Does
I-
Jasper have night vision?
Or I have dark vision.
Jasper.
I don't.
Jas-
think so.
Uh,
It's
I don't
dark.
have dark vision either.
Do you see the map?
I see the
No.
map. Yeah.
Black
Okay.
for me.
Okay, that's really weird because you definitely have dark vision.
yeah, I think Run should have dark vision as well.
So I'm not sure why vision's showing up. It doesn't really matter because it's not particularly important for map reasons. So I will describe the elder's house.
Yep, Run has 60 feet.
Yeah. You are currently in the lower floor of this particular house. You happen to see a small mattress underneath the stairs that happen to be heading up, and you see a life-sized wooden statue resembling a tabaxi that stands opposite the door, which of course Fitz would immediately recognize as her Lord of Cats, as she was referring to him. It looks
Curious what
quite
that's doing here.
it looks quite old, and it's stylized in a Chilton manner.
She would ask, why do you have a statue of the cat lord here?
And the elder responds, "The cat lord is how you think of him in this form," and she gestures at the statue. "But this is one of many forms of Ubtao." And for that,
If I know that much about Ubtao. I mean,
Roll a
I know
religion
him as
check.
I'm not. There you go.
I'm kind of curious myself. Oof.
Yeah, Ren really doesn't know anything about it. It's definitely a local religion. Yeah, this is religion revolving around Upto seems to like cover all of Chult. That Upto was an ancient god in this area. One of several. At some point, Upto got replaced religiously when colonists 2,000 years ago, colonists over 2,000 years ago came over from Meeg, bringing their religion about the goddess of wave, the goddess waver. Sorry, my brain is not working tonight. A particular goddess that was believed to be the divine light. Uh, there was a lot of schism in religion, so that there are depictions of her and depictions of him. The Tabaxi still clung to the Tabaxi who lived in the area. Pretty much all clung to him in this form. And there have been many like religious debates. And they were like both main gods for the longest time. Worshipped in Omu. The colonists, as I said, worshipped her, Waver, and people that were, always here. The humans that lived on Chult before lizard folk and other humans came in, bringing their religion with them. Basically, think Egypt when it was partially conquered and colonized by Greece and then by Rome, and how religion got pulled in and changed. And especially culture and ethnicity. It's kind of like that. So you know that there's a lot of diverse religious issues going on here. But pretty much, except for like small pockets of religious faith, most people have never heard of Ubteo because of that. It's like Ubteo kind of clung on for well past the colonization point, and stayed with the natives. Does that help?
I guess we lost Fitz.
I'm here.
Yeah, I was just waiting for you to respond.
I said, yeah. I guess my mic didn't pick it up. I said that makes sense. I don't know. My mic doesn't like me sometimes, I guess. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can
Yes,
hear you.
we can hear you now.
Okay. That's weird.
Run will sit down on the floor by on one of the or just mainly showing respect for the elder.
So, have you brought me the flower?
I did, or rather, we did. He kind of corrects himself, and he reaches around and pulls the black
You-
orchid.
You do notice,
Black
by the
orchid.
way, in addition to the statue in this room, you see faded frescoes of floral designs and some weird mathematical symbols as well.
Chris?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Yeah.
Your mic was fritzing out.
Okay.
You
Sorry.
said something about
I was-
mathematical symbols on the wall?
Yeah, there are faded designs of flowers and mathematical symbols along the walls.
I don't think I'm smart enough to know anything about those.
I have
But
a
what kind of
plus-
role would you want?
Ooh. Gnomish artificer lore. roll history check on that?
Sure.
We got a +2 to intelligence. Would I be able to roll one of those as well?
Sure.
Okay. Dice. D20.
Or would I know anything about that at all?
It's not showing your history roll yet.
You hear me?
Maria's
Mine.
got +0,
I
so
had
she
a-
wouldn't know.
It's because I'm native to the area, but I doubt I'm gonna.
What is my proficiency? 3. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay.
Anyone hear me?
I hear you.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's not showing your rolls yet, so
there they are.
I was
Why
saying
is
that I
there
have a
5
+2 to
D20s?
intelligence.
There shouldn't be 5d20s.
I think he was doing a custom roll, and it just lagged the hell out of it.
Oh, that's sorry. The goddess's name is Woos. Waver is somebody else entirely. Different cataclysm.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I know nothing. I think
DC could have been low.
Nope. DC is really high on this one.
Oh, I don't think it would matter with what I rolled.
You don't.
So
You don't crit fail on.
Yeah, you on spell checks. It doesn't
skills.
matter. It just matters the
It's only for combat.
Say ditto crit success. Did you hear me about the deity's name, by the way? I said I misspoke on it.
Woos.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Woos, not Waver. I don't know why I said Waver. She's a goddess of the waves. It's probably why. But well, goddess of water actually. But was thought to be the divine light. So there was the huge Meeg religion about her, and it was brought over by the colonists over 2,000 years ago.
I was saying while you couldn't hear me, I have a +2 to intelligence. Would I be able to do a check to see if I knew anything about that?
If you're proficient in history, you can do a check.
Nope.
Yeah, the only reason that I attempted it is because with me being a rock gnome, and rock gnomes have artificer lore, so I figured with the mathematics.
Yeah, I
But I
just
guess
rolled
he
because I
didn't-
was native to the area.
Yeah.
And
See if
I'm
I knew
guessing
anything
he
more.
didn't study enough in his class.
He
Either
was
that
too
or
busy causing havoc to pay attention.
yeah, that's it.
He was messing much.
That's what she said. I mean,
You don't get to retract that like you didn't just say it. Like that's what she said. I mean,
Oh, you mentioned flying like an eagle. What's going on here?
You are each going to be able to. She's like get it. Take you gave her the orchid, yes? I might have.
yes.
Okay. Holding the orchid, she nods and says, "We will be preparing the dance of the seven winds, and with that, you will be able to fly for 3 days. That should get you all the way to Umu from here."
Maybe now's a bad time to say I have a fear of heights.
Bad.
If I close my eyes, could
now
someone
you
hold my
see
hand and
Jackson
guide me?
smile a little bit.
And the gnome hands him or holds a pipe out to Maul.
I might actually need that. Puts it in his pocket for a minute.
So, how long will it take to prepare the dance?
It will take us an hour to do so.
Ooh. Can I be able to watch?
You will need to be in the center of the dance. Anybody who is taking on flying will need it.
Rhea kind of looks down and says, we should tell Mr. Kyle then.
Kyle's behind you, actually.
Oh, he joined in? He followed us?
Yes.
Okay. Then
He's just
Rhea would
standing
not
there
have
quietly.
said that. Alright.
Lead the way.
Alright. I'm not going to move your tokens for this because this is not necessary. Alright. So, it takes an hour for the elder to gather up the necessary individuals who will be assisting with this. All Aarakocra, of course, because of the nature of the ritual. Meanwhile, she has ground the black orchid into a powder and is inhaling it as other Aarakocra begin to chant around the circle, which all of you are now in the center of. Does anyone here speak Primordial or specifically Orin?
Jasper
Not
speaks
me.
primordial.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I speak primordial.
All right. So what you can tell is that they are praying to the Wind Dukes of Aqua. And you realize that Ashura, the elder, is essentially losing her ability to fly for the days that you guys are going to be able to fly for.
Oh.
That essentially she's sacrificing her wings for 3 days to give you guys the power of flight. That this should be treated as like a great honor. She's sharing her flying with you, the air with you.
Kind of just look over to Aria. Did you know that she was going to lose her flying so that we could?
Rhea shakes her head.
She won't lose it permanently, will she?
It's only for 3 days. Yeah, only for the time that we're going to be flying.
You see
Right.
Run with a charcoal stick and a pad out, and he's just writing things down.
Rhea's not actually paying attention to the ceremony. She's more looking out towards the door where she did not actually say goodbye, stop in and say hello to little one. She's kind of watching out there.
I'm assuming that since it took an hour for setup, that you, before you were ushered into the circle for the next 10 minutes, that you had gotten a chance to go say hello to little one.
Okay, I misunderstood because I thought, we would need to be in the circle for the entire hour.
No, you have to be in the circle for 10 minutes.
Okay.
The ceremony takes 10 minutes, and the ceremony took took an hour to prep. Now,
all right, so Rhea would.
In terms of game stylization, I was checking some things on the flight speed and going, okay, technically it shouldn't be able to get you where you're supposed to be going, based on the flight speed that they actually give in the book. But I'm assuming that's to be used in combat. However, considering that the storyline, not storyline, but the intent here is that it should be able to get you to Omu, I'm declaring that you can use your temporary flight and take a total of 3 days safely all the way to Omu, or if you have a different location in mind that you wish to go to, you may go to one of those, and I will basically knock off a straight line to there inside the hexes, because you would have been flying over it and seeing it when you were there, but you're flying too fast to be able to land down. Basically, once you land down properly, like you'd have the 3-day quick sleep, and I will make a roll then. that basically once you land down and have chosen your spot, that your flight will go away.
Alright. I mean, Aria doesn't want to stop anywhere else besides Obu.
I'm following the party that led me out of the depths of the jungle.
Just leading you to
Because-
certain deaths instead, so, you know.
Because there is one potential location that I know you guys were interested in, but it might take away all of your special time. The floating
the flying-
island of rock over there.
Yeah. No, Aria's
That's this
very
one
focused on
special
getting to
location.
Omu.
The place where Run had just recently mentioned.
Yes.
And the one where Thunk was obsessed with going to.
But Thunk is gone now. He's a statue in Ningalore.
Yeah.
Well,
Go
he
where
pissed off a
Rita wants to
Medusa.
go.
He's now a
Who did you
garden
say they were praying
decoration.
to again?
What?
Who did you say they were praying to again in the dance of?
The Wind Dukes of Aqua.
So, where exactly is Umu?
You were given directions by somebody else that you met, and it's all the way over here.
Also, where are we? Just
You
in a
guys-
generic area.
You guys are right here in Cristobal.
Here's Sabal.
Yeah, you guys are right here at Cristobal.
So we're going from like here to here-ish,
Yeah.
I think.
It's,
Not bad.
yeah. 200 plus 200, around 200 miles.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So it's up to you. Do you guys want to go straight to Omu, or are there any other places that you think you might want to visit?
I want to go to Omu.
I'm going wherever boss tells me to go.
Who's the boss? I think that's very
Kyle.
unclear.
Kyle hired me.
Omu. That's what he says.
Oh,
Aria nods.
All right, I guess we're going to see some clouds.
Alrighty.
Not there anymore, but they built it.
Wait, cows built the temple? Is that why
Tars?
they call it kowtow?
Yeah, I'm sure Bessie just had a heck of a time.
An utter disaster, to be sure.
Be like,
Well,
I
tell you
found
what,
out
I
the
think-
hard way. It's not polite to ask minotaurs for milk.
That will piss
I'm sure
him
we
off.
could milk this for a couple minutes. Oh God.
Jasper's scowl somehow gets deeper.
Hey, Fitz.
Not steak.
Hey, Fitz, serious question.
Hmm?
Minotaur milk isn't on your list, is it?
It's possible Fitz might have already tasted some.
Not anymore, I guess?
I like stories, and I don't even want to know what that story is. How much longer on the ritual?
The ritual completes, giving you the ability to fly. As you feel yourselves vaguely levitating up from the ground. But you find that you're able to control yourself. You see that the elder's wings have vanished off of her back, and she's leaning heavily on a cane. Go. Find out what's happening in Omu. Good luck.
Right.
Your sacrifice is appreciated.
Aria nods. And off we
The-
go.
I can fly, I can fly, I can fly.
Fitz seems like she's having way too much fun with it.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a bunch of assholes.
You see Run doing some nose dives and barrel rolls, and the whole time
Yeah, like,
got
do I
the-
roll at acrobatics to see how feats of
Sure, why not?
Maria is just grinning widely as she's kind of floating. And
Dad to
Um,
see if you puke?
Yep, Maul manages not to throw up.
I'm going to roll performance because Aria is dancing in the sky.
And the
She's
whole
average.
the whole time that Run's doing this, he's got the ferret in his ear, just chittering away, and you could probably imagine that is not too pretty of language.
Wait, does the ferret fly by itself?
Clinging on
It's
for dear
around-
life.
Exactly.
I just wanted to know if the ferret was flying by itself or if it was just like if it had to cling on, because I imagine it was in the circle with us.
Oh, of course.
Flying ferret.
Just weaseling his way through the air.
Kind of just like laying back, like I'm on a couch or something, but like arms behind my head, just floating in the middle of the room.
And I'm sure at some point in time, Run pulls out his pipe and start making
Trying to convince people to fly in formation, do like they do at air shows with the trails.
Yeah.
We can fly through it.
Yeah.
making some actual chemtrails.
Gnome trails.
Yeah. Maria's going to try to convince anyone who's around her to kind of dance with her, as they fly through the sky. Would that be would that be persuasion to try and get Kyle to dance with her?
Yeah, that would be persuasion.
All right, let's.
Kyle kind of gives you a bit of a look. It's not really my thing.
Aria kind of nods, and she's kind of looks a little disappointed. It's like, okay, and she kind of flies off. Kind of moves slightly to the side and twirls in the sky.
I'll kind of fly over to Aria and do that thing where you just like bow and hold out your hand.
Aria's going to actually never seeing formal dancing. Aria's going to be very confused and look at you. And look
You
at your
wanted a dance
hand.
partner.
Aria nods and goes to dance with you.
Start twirling around and dancing.
Yee.
I want to roll a performance just for fun because I have a -1 charisma.
Oh,
Not bad.
not too shabby.
Let's see if Aria can keep up with you. All right,
You're
Aria's
late.
really leading the dance. We're doing the Macarena. Hey, Macarena.
That is got to be a hard dance to do while flying. I was a senior in high school when that dance was popular, so it was our senior. It was like our senior dance thing, and yeah, that dance was It was hard.
I never learned the Macarena, but I can do the electric slide.
It's like that song is now in my head.
Does anyone actually know the
what we really should do is we should do the Cotton Eye Joe. That song played every time at one of my church dances.
Oh, I loved
The Macarena
I
and
love
Cotton Eye
that.
Joe.
That one was really hard when I was doing it in DDR.
Uh-huh.
Does anyone actually know the words to the Macarena besides just the "Eh Macarena"?
No,
I don't think
I
so.
think it's all in Spanish. Well, the one of the versions. Maybe there is an English version.
yeah. The one I listened to is in I listened to back then was in Spanish, so unfortunately I don't know it.
There is
Yeah,
an
they
English
always
version,
played
but
the
they sing
Spanish
it-
copy.
Yeah, they
Oh,
sing
real
it
quick.
so fast that you still.
All
can't
right, does
understand it.
anyone remember Gangnam Style? Because I never could get the hang of that.
That was
dance.
after my time when I wasn't paying attention to most styles of new music anymore.
I
Same
can do it
here.
in
Oh,
Beat
yeah.
Saber.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I got into dubstep only because of Saints. One of the Saints Row games made that the dubstep gun. I still have it sitting on my shelf. And I got into Imagine Dragons. That's about it. Pretty much any other modern things. Music was the 90s and earlier.
And quick question, Grizz. As we're flying, can I roll a perception to see if Jasper is smiling or just still with the ever-present scowl?
Roll perception. Well, shit. I mean, she's not smiling, but she's not scowling either. It's kind of just like a neutral expression.
Okay.
What about when she's dancing with Maria?
Maul,
You see a little smirk. Not
Maul.
really a smile, but a smirk.
when it comes right down to it, it's just a stone stare.
There you go, Jasper. All it took was a little
I
bit
am
of fight to
both
lighten up, huh?
I'm both upset and impressed at the pun. Good job, sir.
Are there any birds nearby as we pass by?
I think I'm going to leave that prank alone. I think that one might be a little too lowbrow.
Would I
Run.
know if I turned into a bird in this form? Would I be able to fly as the bird?
I don't know. How I see it, like Aria can't even turn into a bird because she hasn't gotten flying down, so she hasn't learned how to fly like a bird. It didn't
That's what I'm
Turn into
saying,
like
you
an
know?
ostrich or something that can't fly.
Yes.
An axe speak, flying axe speak.
I'm not gonna do that to Aria. I know that she's probably not gonna appreciate that too well.
No, Aria would turn into an axe speak and go try to, or a
Okay, I
bear.
just don't want a reminder of the little
Now
one. So
I would have to say that would be a mighty impressive attack there. a dive
No,
bomb.
Hey, Jasper. We don't turn into any animal except a shark.
Sharknado!
I don't know if she can. I don't know if she'd be able to breathe.
I was thinking,
But it'd be a really fun. It'd be a really hilarious second, though.
Well, as Critical Role learned, apparently you drop 500 feet in a single turn.
Oh no.
That is quite
That's what I'm
possible.
saying. Would I know if I can still fly while wild shaped?
Break this spell if she wild shaped.
I wouldn't think so, but let's not risk it. Let's just hurry to our destination so we don't die.
So if Aria's not dancing or she is definitely skipping. She's not walking. She's skipping in the air.
But if we're flying super fast, it just looks like Flash trying to skip.
So that's an image.
Has anyone seen the guy that can moonwalk backwards?
Are
The
you
what?
moonwalking?
After
Isn't that
this,
just
look
walking?
at the video and then just it's him just he moonwalks backwards. Just look at the video after we get done with the game and imagine all of us doing that while we're flying through the fucking sky.
And at
Anything
some
interesting
point,
happen while we're flying?
yeah, at some point in time, you see Run cast disguise self, and now he's wearing a green pointy hat with like a green suit and uh, pointy shoes. And then you see the ferret kind of just flying right beside him. And oh, Tank.
Thought you were turning yourself into a witch for a second, and I'm like, leprechaun?
I can fly, I can fly, I can fly.
Never smile at a crocodile. Never tip your hat and stop to talk a while. I think that's better, more to your theme there, Run.
If anyone cares to look back, as Maul will probably be towards the back of the herd, you'll see him kind of like conjure up a almost like an like an opalescent mother of pearl colored magical sphere and kind of pass it between his hands. It's almost like playing catch with himself out of boredom as we're flying.
Can Grizz even hear us?
I can hear you. I'm listening. I figured
Okay.
I'd leave you guys to whatever you wanted to imagine while flying because I
Um,
made the rolls for the 3 days and nothing happened. So that means the next step
What-
is to describe what happens when you enter the city of Omu. I was just waiting until you were ready.
Okay.
You guys were
are there
having fun
any
flying.
birds?
Yes. I'm sorry. I must
There-
have been muted when
Can
I
I roll
responded to that.
animal?
There are birds and
can I-
pterodactyls that are actually quite surprised that you're flying without wings.
I'm gonna roll animal handling, see if I can convince any birds to come, chill with me.
They are currently keeping their distance because you are scary.
Maria pouts.
I see the pout. I try to get a bird.
As Run sees the birds, he grasps the waist of his pants and smiles. They got me. I can get them.
One looks at Jasper and looks like it's about to come close until it notices Run and his what Run's doing and flies far, far away.
Damn it, Run!
So it takes you
I want to die.
the full 3 days to get to Omu. And on the morning of the the third, basically when it's about to time out, you come in over the city, and I get to give you a handout now. Yay! Whoops.
Yay!
There, don't step on that, please.
Woo!
There you go. And my cat is currently pressing in on my on what I'm looking at.
Fun.
Because you see the city, you get to tell me where you are landing in it. Oh, you're sitting on that. You can't sit on that.
Let's land in the lava.
In this
Let's
place,
not land in the lava.
I was thinking
land
this
in the-
place because we can't get there otherwise.
But how will we get down?
I vote here.
And I shall describe it as well as you can see it on the map, but I will describe it. The jungle parts to reveal a dead city enclosed by sheer cliffs. Ruined buildings and stone boulevards rise like ghosts from the floor of the misty basin. Colorful birds glide overhead, along with you guys. A waterfall pours into the basin, creating a swollen river that floods much of the city before draining into a deep rift filled with molten lava. And unlike Minecraft, it doesn't turn straight into obsidian. A ruined palace lies a few hundred feet from the edge of the steaming abyss.
Yeah, Run sees us. Now this is my kind of place.
I'll indicate this spot. I don't know why, but that building's calling out to me. Though, does anyone else see fire to the west?
Aria kind of looks like, might not be a good idea there. Maybe somewhere secluded where we can rest. I would assume, since we've been flying 3 days straight, we
Well,
need somewhere
no,
safe to rest.
you've been like stopping in tree branches and sleeping without getting attacked. Like I said, because I wanted to do fast travel given the flying. I did some rolls and made sure of that. So
Okay. So we've slept, so we don't have
you've
to go
slept.
like crash.
Yeah, it's now bright and early in the morning because that would be the third complete day.
Okay.
I'm fine landing wherever. But that one building does seem interesting. I'd like to check it out.
We might want to land by the river anyways. Just to stock up on some water.
Well, Aria
Those
can
rivers are always
cast
a good landmark.
produce water, so we probably had plenty of water during the time.
Yeah,
Like-
you guys have 2 druids and people with wanderer features, so yeah, you guys have been pretty good.
Wanderer feature's basically made for Tomb of Annihilation.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. I just picked it because it seemed really fitting for my character's backstory.
It fits so well with the tomb.
So, where should we land? That's my vote.
Wherever boss says to land. That's what Fitz would say.
Kyle just kind of looks at you all. I have no idea.
I've just been following this whole time. I don't care.
Well, I guess this place is as good as any.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
Superman, like, arm out, hand on hip, fly down.
Aria's gonna kind of skip down.
And Kyle comes in for what looks like a practiced landing, really. You know, someone that's actually he seems like someone who's actually used to flying.
Mall face plants.
I smile while he can't see it, while his face is in the dirt.
So here's what you see over here by that building, because you actually landed by something with a description block of text.
Oh
Nice.
20 zombies are waiting with their arms outstretched.
No. Swirly carvings decorate 2 obelisks at the entrance to this compound. An overgrown courtyard lies under the shade of tall palms. Stone doors seal the entrance to a windowless shrine with a small ruin standing nearby.
Does the shrine seem to have any significance to me?
Roll history. No.
Okay.
Um,
Make a religion check to see if I know anything about it. You're
Go
proficient.
for it. No.
Okay.
Maria's
Proficient
gonna.
in neither.
Yeah, no. Maria's gonna kind of look to Kyle and say, Mr. Kyle, it's like she looks around like, maybe we should deal with your She kind of looks nervous. Says, friend first before the curse.
Kyle kind of looks back at you. We'll have to find him first, and I imagine he has allies. But I wouldn't be surprised if he has enemies nearby too. Though they are likely our enemies as well. This is not going to be a case of enemy of our enemy unless we can convince them otherwise.
Why do I have a
Whoa.
feeling that this friend has a bit of animosity between you?
He kind of gazes at you with his single eye. He is responsible for deaths of my sister, my brother-in-law, and their kids.
Then I'll do what I can to help you find justice. If we could, though, as we wander, share what information you have. Sounds like we have, to a certain extent, the same goal, and I don't want to go into this blind.
Maria's gonna kind of mumble like, I just hope we all make it out alive.
I make a perception to see if I notice anything around, anything creepy, anything, I don't know, getting ready to jump out at us.
Roll perception. Okay, Run is examining the doors.
See
You see,
nothing?
Run sees an inscription above the doors.
Ooh.
It's an old omen. Do you know Old Omen?
No, I do not.
All right, so it's unfamiliar to you.
Hey, Kyle.
Kyle looks up. Yes?
Obviously, this city was well developed before it got lost to time. Do you think there might be anything of use in any of the general buildings, or is this going to be a pretty much point A to point B trip?
He shrugs. Unfortunately, your guess is as good as mine here. Do not know this place. I just know what the Naga told me. That he would be here. Somewhere.
And who is he?
An old friend, as I said. The one who killed members of my family.
Anything important I should know about him before we proceed, or just be on my guard?
He did at once have the backings of the Dark Knights. He was their leader, but there was a schism. I don't know who he has now under his control. I've been away for so long. And then when I came back, I had to find my daughter.
Never cared for the Dark Knights. Too loud, and skulls even thicker than mine. Well, the city seems to have some kind of center up to the northeast. Should we follow the main road? Go to the spoke of that wheel? Maybe something important there.
Okay. Meanwhile, Run is opening a door. Make a strength check. It's not locked, but it appears to be very heavy.
Give me just a second here.
I mean, if it's locked, I could try to pick it, or
It's not locked. It's just very heavy. It's as if you're leaning on a wall, Run. It doesn't move an inch.
Well, he is a gnome.
Yes.
can I
Yes.
look at the door and see if there's any like opening mechanism?
Sure, roll investigation. You don't see opening mechanism, but you do see some kind of inscription written in Old Omen above the above the door.
I can read. Anybody know how to read languages that nobody can read?
Nope.
Kyle kind of looks up and looks over at it. Let's see what's in his repertoire.
Hey, Jasper, why don't you try? Ask it to open up. With that stony expression, it should understand you just fine.
Just flip him the finger.
He stares at it and then shakes his head. And then he kind of pulls the sword that he carries on his back. It basically, it seems like it's a hilt almost, except there's a blinding light coming out of it. And he kind of stares at it for a moment.
Run thinks to himself, that must be why or how he lost his other eye.
He puts the sword back in the sheath and then looks at. Oh, you're just thinking that?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And he sighs for a moment and touches his forehead. Everyone roll perception.
Okay, let's hope I don't roll shit.
That
I'm just
weird-
glad you guys don't have a char.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's 2 druids in this party too. So Smug, Arya, you notice that symbol on his forehead actually lights up, and there is a bit of a rumble, and the door starts to push itself in.
It's symbol on
Reese.
whose head?
Kyle's head. There's a star symbol on Kyle's forehead.
Arya kind
So
of
I'm not
tilts
the
her
only one with
head.
tricks.
Well, no, you wouldn't see that, but Arya kind of tilts her head and it's like, and files it for. She doesn't say anything because she figures if he wanted everyone to know, he probably would have done something like that or said something earlier.
Let's see. So let's see here. We have Kyle. He's standing. We change the
Back to
sizes on
black.
these. We have Maul over here. We have Arya who can see what's going on with Kyle. Probably Fitz over here. Jasper.
I'm unfortunately still blind.
Yeah, I know. I'll fix it in a sec. I haven't gotten everyone's
No
token
problem.
out yet. Earbuzz. I'm gonna put him all the way down here. Run is right here in front of the door.
I'm gonna check something real quick because I think Earth Genasi have dark vision, or maybe they don't.
Okay, I'm gonna go one at a time with you guys. Run, can you see?
Hold on a second. No, I cannot.
Okay. I'm gonna check the the settings there. Dynamic lighting. Ah. Can you see now?
I saw the signs. Yes, I can.
Can any of you not see?
I can't see now.
can't.
I
I
could
can
see
see your
before,
token.
and I only see my token now.
You don't have night vision. But
Oh.
it is currently daylight, I believe. So
Well, I can only see my token. Like before, you were messing with
Yeah.
runs. I could see, everyone's token
yeah,
and the
go.
shadows.
Yeah, give me a second. I think it actually is daylight. So, all right. Can you see? Can you see now? Because it is daytime, so you should be able to see everything on the outside of the shrine. Can anyone not see?
Okay.
I can see some things, but it's still mostly black. I can see where all the character tokens are.
Can you see a tree? Plants and buildings and a building around you, Jasper, or just the
Yeah.
tokens? Okay, that's all you guys
You
are
probably
supposed to
just
see.
got line of sight stuff blocking.
Yeah. So that
Okay, gotcha.
door is now opened up because of Kyle. Let's see. A statue of a giant snail looms before you. In place of antenna, it has 5 pseudopods ending in rocky clubs. Along the walls, 6 iron keys hang in small niches above the stone plinths. Behind the statue, a carved pedestal in a wide alcove has a keyhole set into its base.
Why do I have a feeling the text over the door tells us the answer? And I really hope that statue doesn't start flailing about.
I'm gonna go inside, because why not?
Run will go in and kind of check around for any
So-
traps or anything.
So are these little slots where the keys are?
Let's see. Yes.
I'm just gonna go over to this one and just look at it, not touch
All
it.
right.
Look
And
at it.
as you guys walk in further, I'm going to need you to roll initiative as 3
Yay.
ghasts come jumping out from behind this. Oops. 3 ghasts come
3
jumping
what?
out from behind the statue.
Gas?
Ghasts.
Oh,
These guys.
undead.
Yes.
They're undead, I think. All right.
Oh no.
Aria's gonna promptly eat. Give a quick shriek of surprise. Like,
Maul will do a double clap over his shoulder, and then as he pulls the hands apart, a battle axe seems to fold out of thin air.
I'm missing someone. Jasper.
I
Oh.
tried to select the token, it won't let me.
Yeah, you just all you just need to do is have the token highlighted. I'll put you on manually.
Yeah, I was
We're
trying
good.
to.
Oh, it still wasn't doing. You might need to reload then. That happens sometimes. Oh, and Jasper's first even. Nice.
Yeah.
So you're probably hearing hissing and blah coming from inside.
I can't see shit.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they're not quite visible to anyone but Fitz at the moment.
I kind of move up to the doorway. If I can.
Alright. I'll move your token if you can't see. Can you see?
All right. I'm going to cast Erupting Earth.
All right.
Come on. Stick with me here. What you doing? Here we go. DC 15.
Alrighty.
You gonna hit me too, or because I'm 10
No,
feet
it-
away from them? It's a
I-
20-foot
Shit, you
cube
all.
centered.
That's a 10-foot cube.
A 20-foot.
And a 20-foot cube. It erupts as a 20-foot cube.
Why does the range say 10 foot then? Okay.
It's a range of 120 feet. Oh, you're right. It does say 10-foot cube in there. That's weird.
Well,
I-
it's
I'm-
a 20-foot cube. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
weird.
the range.
I try to center it on a spot that I won't hit her.
Do you think when it says 10-foot cube, that's meaning the range from the center point?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
For the
that. 'Cause
20-foot
that's- that
Probably like a
is-
radius, but cube.
Yeah,
So
each of
maybe
these
10
need
foot all
to
around them. It would still
roll-
hit me.
That's what I was asking. Can I try to center it on a spot that I'm not going to hit her?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Dexterity saving throw times
me.
3. So 2 of them failed completely. Roll damage.
Right.
And does that make them prone? No, it does not make them
Doesn't
prone.
say so.
This makes it difficult terrain, so they move
Yeah.
slower. They're still gonna get me if they move towards me. I'm only. I'm in snacking distance.
Ah. How to type that again? It was just roll dash 3d12.
But
That
you
was
gotta
dash
add your
R.
spell bonuses and
Yeah,
stuff.
basically that's where the area of erupting earth is.
Yeah, I'm trying to roll it, but it's
Isn't
No,
it
if I
slash
can-
R
Remove the
space?
period.
Yeah. /R.
Well, 3.
a slash R. Okay.
Or
You
yeah.
can.
R slash is
Character
Reddit.
sheet
There-
says
Slash
there's al-
R is
there-
roll
there's also,
20.
there's also a die over in the corner on the sidebar thing, and you can select how many dice and what kind of dice, and I think you can even add modifiers on it. If you don't want to
We'll do
roll,
it
if
that
you
way.
don't want to, yeah, if you don't want to roll, type it out. I think most of us are like so used to typing it out that we forget that that's there.
I just
Something
click on
else you
stuff
can
on my
do,
sheet.
if you go into the spell tab of the character sheet, you can actually put in the damage dice, so it rolls it automatically. I can help you with that after the session, though.
Well, are you
Yes,
using
please.
what you call it, or D&D Beyond, or Roll20 for your sheet?
20.
Then you should just be able to click the spells.
Yeah, I think that's what he just Storm just said.
Yeah, if you put it, typically if you like just drag it in or use the character mancer, it does it for you. But if it didn't, I can easily help Jasper add that real quick. It's like a checkbox and typing the size of the dice and the number. It's super simple.
This ghast comes lumbering out towards poor little Fitz, and attempts to claw at her.
Come here.
You feel
First
claws
number is my hit
sinking
points. Yeah.
into
Sorry.
you.
In one of my other
Weird-
games, the middle number is my hit points.
That's because I like the red color for hit points because
Yeah.
to me red is health pool, so it's like I don't understand why it automatically puts it under the green one. It's like, but the green isn't health. Health is red.
I was gonna ask what those were.
Yeah. So
Points, armor class, and passive perception.
Yeah, when I'm doing tokens, I like to set it up so that red is health, and
I'm like, why do I only have 16 hit points? Oh,
and green is AC, and blue is passive perception. Basically,
oh,
things
and I need to do.
I need to know at a glance. So yeah,
Gotcha.
blood starts flowing down from the scrape, but you manage to shrug off the paralytic effect. Run.
Okay. Run is going to run up the walls and onto the ceiling.
Spider boots, got to love
And-
those spider boots.
And he is going to use his action to hide.
All right. Yeah, dark spaces up there in the ceiling that you can hide on.
All right. And that will be his turn for the time being till I can figure out what to do.
Arya.
All right. I'm up. So, Maria, what do we have here? Again, not a whole lot of feelings, but all right. She's going to call as a bonus action. She's going to call forth a healing spirit that looks like a bear at the second level. And it's going to form kind of, give me a second while my page load, around Fitz. And it'll heal for 7.
I'll get that till my turn, though, right?
No,
Or I get it now.
yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
I got
And
healed.
then, yay. That's my bonus action.
Oh, that was your bonus action. I'm sorry.
Yeah, then, well, Shillelagh is also a bonus action. Dang. Well, I'm going to kind of take a step right in here, and I'm going to prepare the dodge action.
Okay. That sounds
Knees
good.
shaking, quarterstaff clutched. And that's my turn.
Fitz, what about you? What do you do?
I'm gonna poke my rapier in the one in front of me's face.
That's a miss. Like you try to slice at it, but your arm is aching from the slash that you got, even though it was like being healed up by Arya, and the hit doesn't land. Ah, I just realized that Kyle. I forgot to roll for Kyle. 1 second.
Oop.
That's what happens when you have to roll for the other guys.
I realized why it wouldn't let me select, because I was in pan instead of select.
Yeah, I always hate when that happens. Anything else you can do, Fitz?
Because I don't have disengage as a bonus action, so I'm just gonna stand there like an idiot.
All right. Kyle takes that
Eventually-
glowing blade back out of his bag and comes around here, and he will slash at the that thing. There's just like a line of light that just goes right through the creature, and it falls apart in two. Its inside sizzling. And let's see, that was 15. He is going to step here into rough terrain, and he will attack that ghast as well, because he has extra attack. I think. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
25.
Damn.
So yeah,
Party
that's
down,
18.
party down.
That ghast roars in pain. And this ghast comes over here and will attack him. Claw. That one misses. Other ghast will attack him. Claw. That one hits. Constitution saving throw. Where's my boy? He's good there. He's still up, but now he's bleeding a bit. Maul.
Does it cost any action movement to move through a friendly person's square?
No.
Alrighty.
Not
Then
unless
I
they
will.
tell you can't move past them.
All right.
That's where
Well,
50
You shall
is
not
good.
pass.
That's where 5A is
characters
good.
allowing. Well, characters allowing, I'll move forward to stand next to Kyle, casting Hex on this first ghast as I do so,
Okay.
and Strength.
All
Oh,
right.
not allowed. I forbid it.
Too bad, I'm already there, so nah. And I attack the nearest one. Also, said battle axe, I meant a great axe, so apologies.
Okay.
Was the
Oh.
17 hit?
Yeah, and that damage is well more than enough to kill it, as you kind of also cleave it in two. Not quite as neatly as the blade that seems to be made of light, but pretty neatly. Is that done with your turn, Mel?
Unfortunately, because I am out of movement.
All right, Jasper.
I don't have enough movement to even get there. I don't think. Pulling out a short bow, gonna shoot a motherfucker. And whoa, come on. Hey, natural 20.
Nice. It goes right into the creature's neck, and it makes a kind of a gasping, gurgling noise, and its eyes turn towards where you are, Jasper. It is still up.
Bonus action casting Shillelagh. In case it comes in range.
All right, run.
And that's my turn.
What do you wish to do, Ren?
He is going to fire a bolt at the remaining. So, do I have advantage?
Yes, you do. You're hidden.
Alrighty. So,
Where's the
wrong button.
actual roll?
Yes, I hit the wrong button.
All right. Well,
Ooh, nice.
doesn't matter what you roll at that point. That thing had 3 HP left.
Okay.
And it goes
Nice.
crashing down back into the ground. All 3 guests
Alright.
are now taken care of.
The Aria moves the bear to Kyle, and it kind of adds flavor. It walks over to wards him and gives him a bear hug and heals him for 10 HP.
All right.
Okay, and Run wants to do an investigation on the keyhole there,
All right.
on that pedestal.
All right. Roll investigation. What you could tell is that it's actually quite a complex keyhole, and you get this feeling that if you just attempted to stick, the normal unlocking tools in there, that it might actually trigger some kind of trap or reaction rather than opening up anything. That you would actually that there's some kind of like potential magic or something along those lines that might add with opening whatever this does to open.
Fitz is going to go back to investigating the key that she was trying to investigate before the gas satyr. And
She
does
sees-
very poorly.
Yeah, she just sees one of
It's a
six
key.
six keys. They all seem to be about the same size.
I'm looting the bodies.
All right. Roll investigation, please.
Yep.
So you look through the bodies of the guests, but there's nothing of interest on them. They're not wearing anything, like they're just pretty much just corpses that have been reanimated and changed a bit.
You just
More
killed
so than a
naked
zombie
dude.
or a skeleton.
Before the minute is up, on the spirit, the healing spirit, Ari's gonna have it come back to her, and she kind of presses her forehead against
Are you
it
gonna
before
heal? Are you gonna
dispelling
heal
it.
Fitz? I take it because Fitz has still has.
Didn't I already lost more HP?
Yeah,
Alright, yeah, I'll heal you.
Yeah, Fitz just needs 4 more HP.
Yeah, I'll heal you since I might as well use up that. So heals you for 6 more. So it wanders over you, heals you, and then Aria dispels it by gently pressing her forehead against its forehead. Kind of gives a bit of a mournful sigh as she watches this dissipate. Alright.
Oh, by the way, Grizz, with our current level, I hold Hex for 8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours, yeah, because of my upcast.
Okay.
So I can concentrate on it for 8 hours, concentration permitting.
Gotcha.
Aria is shit at investigating, so she's just gonna kind of try to stay out of the way. But be ready if anything were to go down and anyone needs healing.
Mala's going to step
Okay.
outside paranoid of the
Let me
statue.
let me reread this for you. A statue of a giant snail looms before you. In place of antenna, it has 5 pseudopods ending in rocky clubs. Along the walls, 6 iron keys hang in small niches above stone plinths. Behind the statue, a carved pedestal in a wide alcove has a keyhole set into its base.
Oh, so there is a have to find the right key.
I'm gonna look at the statue,
You look at it and realize
particularly the direction that its club tentacles are facing.
it is most definitely a statue of a flail snail. Let's see. There's a specific marker on this. Hold on. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, this is going on to Run's assessment that if the wrong key or a problem with attempting to pick the lock goes wrong with that hole, you realize Run may not necessarily realize what exactly it'll do, but Fitz would know for the gist of it that something that the way that the flail snail is tentacles are aimed. Although the tentacle, it's aimed, out towards the front of the shrine, the fact that the tentacles are spread around means that if they start firing off or swinging around or anything of that nature, whoever's at the pedestal would definitely be hit by something.
But they're not particularly pointing at any keys in particular because there's 5 tentacles and 6 keys. So I was wondering if okay.
They're just part of a trap as far as you can tell. By looking at the statue, you can tell if there's something kind of glimmery about those tentacles.
You have some chewing gum we can cover them with? Are there little holes in the tentacles?
Are there are the keys? Do they seem to be unique at a glance? Like vastly different shapes?
Roll investigation.
Did you say investigation?
Yes. You look around at them and realize they're all different. You also notice that they can fit on top of each other and form a pattern.
Hey,
Ah.
these keys look kind of like a puzzle. Let's grab them and see if they interlock.
Any other like markings on the wall or anything?
You don't see any as you look around.
So we need to fit these keys together in a specific way, but we don't know how, and there's no clue.
For now, I'm thinking it's like a puzzle. They may have a specific way they lock, or they don't lock at all.
Or there's,
I-
36 different combinations there could be, or however many.
I try to take a
Ca-
look at them and see if there's any way that they would fit together that I would be able to tell.
Roll an intelligence check.
Okay, that's
Can I give advice over her shoulder?
You can
Whether
roll
or
an
not she listens to
advantage. Yeah, you can roll an
I
advantage.
know. Okay. Hey, thank God for that.
Nice.
You're welcome.
So you realize that if you stack all 6 of them together, that they form a specific they form a specific pattern in the grooves that could be recognized on another key, but with them all fixed together, all overlapping onto each other, they won't fit into that keyhole. So it seems like you're looking for another key.
Anybody know of any other keys?
Hey,
Or have
run
one?
amok.
Yes.
Could you run on top of that snail? See if there's anything on top, potentially resembling the shape.
All right, and then with a nod, he'll run up the statue and take a look from the top.
You look around and you don't see anything more inside inside the shrine room. It's pretty empty.
While they're all doing that, Aria's just kind of sitting at right here at the doorway, and she's using druid craft to kind of make the mistletoe blossoms fold and close. Also, I'd like to use druid class to predict the weather at your location for the next 24 hours. Sorry.
Currently, it's favorable, and it's probably going to be that way for the next 24 hours.
All right. I got a little golden
as
orb
you're doing
for-
that, Erebus yells, you guys okay in there?
We're trying to figure this out with a key.
Oh. Hey, there's like 100 keys in here, he yells.
What?
There's this little workshop out here. You might want to come look.
Hey, Jasper. Here, I'll take the keys. I'll show everyone else the pattern, and we'll see if we can find out what's going on.
Hand them over. Go
I'll kind
out
of
to
show everyone the
Erebus.
pattern.
I guess I'm gonna wander out and look in this hundreds of keys.
Yeah. So,
Once I show everyone the pattern, I'll go out as well.
the roof of this workshop collapsed long ago, and now a thick mass of plants grows from the rubble. Through the moss, you see hundreds of iron keys hanging from hooks on the wall. Some are bent and broken, while others are rusted beyond repair. The rest look serviceable.
I'd tell just from looking at them which one looks like they would fit that pattern
Investigation with advantage.
best. Woo! character sheet back out. Jesus. Touch. Investigation. Ooh.
After about a minute of searching through, like quickly looking over the keys, you notice the one that looks exactly like the key that you guys put together from all those keys hanging inside the shrine.
Investigation. Do I notice if it's trapped or anything?
There's no traps in this room now.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take it and go back to the other room and I think I might have found our missing piece.
All right, Renamuk, you want to do the honors?
To open it up?
Heck yeah.
Sure. And you said that these keys are pretty much the exact same?
No, the 6 keys in here layer to make a pattern. We found a matching key that had that pattern while being small enough to fit in the keyhole.
Okay, so
What I'm
One
thinking
will-
is either we're confident in this or you get ready to hit the deck.
I'm backing up to the door, slightly outside of the door.
okay. So Run will put the pieces or attempt to put the pieces together.
The pieces are already together. It's just we have a solid key that matched the shape of the 6 keys we put together. They were simply a template or guide to give us
okay.
a hint
Okay.
toward what the proper key is. At least that's what we're assuming.
Okay, well, then what he will do is he will cast Mage Hand and back up a little bit and use Sleight of Hand to do my thing.
All right. The pedestal grinds around on the spot. As it turns, an ornate stone cube corkscrews up from a concealed hatch in its surface.
Interesting.
Okay, and Run will go and check it out.
I'll move over to Snoop.
Let's see.
Do I need
think
to
had-
roll a
Hold on.
perception?
Ah, this is what you found. It's got a picture of a flail snail on it.
Unk.
Hmm.
So is it a cube or a tablet?
It's a cube. That's the symbols on the cube.
On all sides?
Yep.
Huh. Neat. Do you think these are related to our goal, Kyle?
Kyle kind of looks and then shrugs his shoulders. I don't know if our goals are completely aligned. I am just here to set something right, and well, I guess other people are here to deal with this other problem.
Well, if we need to, say our goals are aligned. Believe me, I've had people do me wrong before, and I know it can make it difficult to sleep at night. I'll do what I can to help set you right.
All right, and with that, we are going to end here for this week, having given a much longer session than normal. You guys are also now all level 6.
Ooh, yay.
Ooh,
Dang, that ghast was full of XP.
I bel-
I'm just happy
believe
I
her.
rolled so well there.
You just found one of the shrines by complete accident. You happened to land right next to it.
For whatever reason, that building called out to me. It just had just enough detail. I was like, what is that?
Always trust instincts, man.
Oh, that mean we're gonna have to find all the other shrines?
And I think that
Oh.
the last time I was running this game, Fitz, do you remember being in this shrine? Because I don't remember running this shrine before.
Don't remember this shrine.
Yeah, I think this is one of the shrines that you guys didn't originally go to. So that's actually pretty cool for me.
Hey, real quick,